This environment allows octopuses to become enormous, while elsewhere, they stay tiny. Let me explain why the biggest known octopus, or one of them, is called fittingly the giant Pacific octopus. The largest recorded one measured 30 feet across, weighing over 600 pounds. Even an average giant Pacific octopus stands out, reaching about 16 feet in width and weighing around 110 pounds. The giant Pacific octopus flourishes in the coastal waters of the northern Pacific, spanning from Korea and Japan to Canada, the USA, and Mexico. This habitat is crucial for its size. The species prefers cold waters, around 59 degrees Fahrenheit or even less. If you've ever waded into such cold water, you'd know it's hard to stay in long, but we're not giant octopuses. These creatures have bodies well suited to cold, oxygen-rich, nutrient-dense waters. You'll find these octopuses from tidal zones to depths of up to 6,600 feet. The octopus instinctively avoids venturing into overly warm or frigid waters, as crossing that boundary would be dangerous for survival. Fun fact: even within the same species, size varies. For example, giant Pacific octopuses in warmer waters are generally smaller than those in colder waters of the northern Pacific. Then there's the tiny octopus wolfie, the smallest known species, at about an inch long and less than 0.03 ounces. It resides in the western Pacific at depths from 10 to 100 feet. This species also occupies a broad range, but it clearly prefers warmer waters. Compared to this map, it becomes clear that the octopus wolfie sticks to warmer regions, which makes sense. Its typical waters are moderately warm to tropical, with temperatures between 64 and 77 degrees Fahrenheit, much warmer than where the giant Pacific octopus dwells. To gauge how much an environment affects an animal's size, we can consider the common octopus as a baseline. The common octopus, one of the most studied and intelligent species, is actually quite average in size. Positioned between the largest and smallest octopuses, it can grow up to about 10 inches across, weigh up to 20 pounds, and has a lifespan of 1 to 2 years. Its range extends from the eastern Atlantic, covering the Mediterranean Sea and the southern coast of England, down to South Africa, and includes areas like the Azores, Canary Islands, and Cape Verde Islands. They're also common in the western Atlantic. Comparing this range with a water temperature map, you'll see it stays in warm to moderately warm waters, typically around 59 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. That's warmer than the giant octopus's preference and cooler than the tiny ones. The pattern here is that cold water generally makes octopuses larger. Some may notice the common and tiny octopuses share some habitats, but there's a key difference. The common octopus lives at depths of up to 656 feet, while the tiny one stays within 98 feet, where it's warmer. Generally, deep-sea species are larger than those in shallow water, which scientists explain through phenomena like island gigantism. The deep sea functions similarly to an island, isolated with limited resources. Food scarcity means larger bodies may help survive longer without eating or allow travel over long distances to find food. In places with fewer predators, animals can grow large with less concern for safety. Cold, deep ocean temperatures slow growth rates, potentially leading to larger sizes and longer lifespans. While most octopuses live only about 2 years, the giant Pacific octopus can live 3 to 5. Smaller octopus species like the mimic or blue-ringed last only 1 to 1.5 years, and the tiniest octopus might live just 6 months. That's not enough time to grow large, while the giant octopus has time on its side, contributing to its size. This shows how temperature affects the growth of living things. Cold conditions may slow growth, leading to bigger bodies, while animals raised in warmth grow faster, but not necessarily larger. This means octopuses experience fast growth but don't become larger, especially compared to those born in warmth and raised in cooler waters. Octopus growth depends on factors like age, size, maturity, food intake, metabolism, temperature, and possibly light. Remarkably, they lack a skeletal structure to limit their size, unlike most animals, meaning they can grow indefinitely until death or environmental changes halt it. Here's how it works. Octopuses are born, and their growth depends on their surroundings. Some mature within a year, reproduce, and die, while others grow slowly, reaching larger sizes and living longer in a suitable environment. The Turkey's octopus holds the record for longevity among octopuses in Antarctica's cold waters, where temperatures range from 28 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, slowing its growth so much it can live up to 12 years. However, it only reaches about 6 inches, which makes sense given the low temperature, depth, light, and food availability. Multiple factors are at play here. As mentioned, octopuses change growth rates and size when moving to different temperatures, affecting their offspring too. Warmer waters push octopuses to work harder to balance their bodies, requiring more food to keep up. With no extra food available, they risk an energy shortage, especially smaller octopuses who use more energy just to hunt. This creates a cycle where they need more food to refuel. It's a tough cycle, as there's a link between energy expenditure and protein production, but it's inverse. The more energy used, the less protein produced. Protein fuels growth, so less protein means a smaller body. As ocean temperatures rise, these octopuses will keep shrinking since they're making less protein. And while smaller octopuses are shrinking, giant ones might follow suit, potentially reaching the size of common octopuses. To maintain their current size, they have two choices: migrate further north or dive deeper. But factors like light, food, and other environmental elements complicate these moves, offering no guarantees. Scientists have also learned why octopuses of the same species can look different. Right now, pale purple octopuses with large, cartoonish eyes roam the Pacific seabed. Some have noticeable bumps, while others have smooth skin. For a long time, scientists wondered if they were related. Then in 2019, it was revealed they all belong to the same species, with bumpier octopuses living at greater depths. The bumpiest types, living as deep as 1.7 miles, are smaller, about the size of a desktop keyboard, while smoother-skinned ones, about 35 inches long, live around 0.6 miles down. This seems to contradict the rule that greater depth leads to larger size, and scientists were surprised. These cartoonish octopuses defy the deep-sea gigantism rule, possibly due to limited food. While their diet is unknown, it's plausible that food scarcity at depth affects their size. The mystery of the bumps remains unsolved. Some shallow water octopuses can make temporary bumps for camouflage, but these deep-sea octopuses are born with permanent bumps and don't adapt them over time. This anomaly intrigues scientists, calling for further research. We've also learned that an animal's size can relate to its life role. For instance, female Trimoctopus octopuses grow up to 6.5 feet long, while males reach only about 0.8 inches and weigh 40,000 times less than females.